Brandon's back here.
She's Alligator. She said you look like a troll. And I heard somebody say Twix, said how Twix was, and I was like, that's real. And I was like, through my mind, because people don't usually use candy quotations in real life. Like Shania should pause.
Can we name it? What did she mean by Twix?
Because like in the Twix commercial, when they say how Twix, they mean like they change personality.
You guys don't know your candy bars. What's the slang? What are we using there for the slang in Twix? Daquan?
Dark skin.
I don't think it's dark skin. Isn't it like the caramel piece, right? And so like having a more of a Latino color or like a lighter brownish color. I noticed that they started to talk about why was it entertaining for all of us, including myself, when they started making those references. Imani?
Well, it was technically like funny because like when they was using the candy bars, they was like really insulting each other. Like, because of like they was calling each other like skin color, like
Is that something we normally talk about?
we talk about candy, but not in that text.
Is skin color something that we normally talk about in like everyday conversation? In school? One thing I saw, please track me because I'm speaking. One thing I saw was when they started to say Twix and cookies and cream, I saw a couple people look at me. And I think what was happening there was that you were actually saying, you were looking to make sure that I wasn't that they weren't going to be in trouble. That's what I feel like was happening. Can anyone speak to that? Or like maybe if you were one of the people who looked over, like why did you look over? What was going through your head? What were you worried about or what were you thinking? Aaliyah?
I looked over because sometimes when people are words and stuff like that, sometimes they would feel insulted. And I looked over at you because I thought like maybe you will think that some of us will feel like insecure about our skin color.
Interesting. So you were worried about, it is, like those remarks are usually, when said especially in that way, are derogatory or are insulting. But you were worried about maybe, I thought some of you might feel bad. Okay, Isaiah?
I looked at you because like, when you speak about skin color like that, like, last year I got on that extension for saying something like that, and I was thinking like, since they said it, I'm looking at you to make sure it's okay to keep on laughing because other people might get in trouble for laughing at it.
You want to make sure that you're not doing something that's offensive. Why do you think it's different them using it in this context than, Isaiah, I don't know the context that you used it in last year, but it was probably like a social context, right?
I used it like that.
In class?
No, not in class, during lunch.
But you were acting out a scene during lunch?
No.
But it was like a social situation, a real social situation rather than an acted out social situation.
Yeah.
What do you think the difference is? Is there a difference? Between them using it here, like should I give Shania and Eliezer an automatic detention right now?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not going to. I'm not going to, but what do you think? Should there be a consequence for that sort of thing? Or like why do you think it's different? Why is it different? Imani Brathwaite for her first participation point of the day. Voice.
They should not get our consequences. This is a play, like it's fake. It's not like they're actually doing it. But like in real life, they would.
Someone else to add? Why is it different? Why is it different doing it in this context than in socially, as Isaiah got in trouble for last year? Jalen?
I don't think they really went. I don't think that.
They're playing characters. And while the characters, make sure we're focused, while the characters may have reflected some of their personality traits, I saw part of Shania up there, I saw part of Eliezer up there. Theater is supposed to provoke us to talk about these things. Good theater talks about race. It talks about sexuality. It talks about the scandalous topics that we don't normally comment on. And their performance allowed us to have this conversation. So that's important that we don't censor it. It's why they talk about censorship.